In this week's episode of the Indian Dots podcast, we discuss. Ooh, shit, I fucked that up. Right, start again. 3, 2, 1, go. In this week's episode of the Indian Dots podcast, we discuss how you would feel if somebody yammed your KFC on your road through Uber Eats. Number 1. Number 2, why The Apprentice has gone so badly downhill. And number 3, steroid use in gyms and why this has now been exposed by a famous YouTuber, PewDiePie. Shout out to him. Please check out the full video prior to watching this video because it might help you out. The full video is titled, what's it titled? Every fitness celebrity influencer is lying to you. Please watch that. It might give you a bit more context to what we're saying. We'll catch you on the other side. Laters. What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Indian Dots podcast. This week, I'm just joined by the doctor and myself. There are no guests, which is quite rare for us recently for this year's theme. Karan, you got some good news to tell me. Go on, tell me.
Good news?
Yeah, because you just told me you got some news to tell me about some feedback.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, fine. You said that, and I was like, am I supposed to be expecting? Are you expecting? Should I be telling you?
I mean, I'm not expecting, but going off last week, I feel like I should wait for you to tell me you're expecting on this podcast when you and Shindy are pregnant.
So, because this is going to be the first place.
This would be the big reveal. Fuck a gender reveal. It's a podcast
exclusive.
Reveal,
exclusive. Yeah? You want exclusive? Yeah. Okay. Dr. J in the house. Mini J on the way. No, that is not the news today. So one of my very good friends, Raghav, who is an avid listener of our podcast, listens to it every Wednesday as it comes out. Really big out, shout out, respect to him. Again, drop me a voice note to say how much he enjoyed, how insightful last week's podcast was. About fertility, and he mentioned how in our generation, same generation as us, that him and his wife are very mindful not to ask friends about having a baby, what you're waiting for, all those kind of insensitive type questions, and he was just saying that this will help a lot of people, and he liked the fact that we were doing a lot more on taboo subjects within minority communities. And I just echoed to him that yes, that is definitely one of the things we want to champion.
It's one of the levers, isn't it, that we're trying to pull on in this podcast, amongst other things, but that's the main one, really. If we get underlying stories out of it that tend to be, happy, funny, insightful, that's also good. But
he did second the idea of a t-shirt saying "Kaam ho gaya." He really liked that idea. So
for those who don't understand the reference, you've got to listen to last week's episode to get it. But imagine your missus is pregnant, and on the front of the pregnancy t-shirt, it says "Kaam ho gaya," which means pregnant.
Yeah, just be our photos, doesn't it?
Yeah, actually, it'll be the logo picture of us guys with our thumbs up.
Kaam ho gaya.
Yeah, pointing up, kaam ho gaya. Yeah. Actually, no, pointing down, and pointing down.
I do job. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I know that fertility podcast is not going to get the most amount of traction. It's not going to get the most amount of views or anything like that, but it doesn't matter, innit, man? If it resonates with one person, which it has, chalo, kaam ho gaya, innit, right? That's literally it.
Job done, mate. Job done.
Giving another meaning to it.
When both of us inevitably have kids in the future, that do you ever think about that interaction where you speak to Sanjay's dad?
Oh, and you tell him like you're pregnant.
It's so weird. It's so weird, isn't it? It's like son-in-law, innit? Like dad. It's like, okay, you know how this happens, isn't it? Like, but and he looks at you like, well done. And you're like, okay,
yeah, well done. It's like, I need your seal of approval. Oh, yeah, cheers.
It's just.
So does that mean everything I did prior to that wasn't well done? Like,
exactly.
Unsuccessful. Yeah.
It's like no. Here, so if that's our slogan, the father-in-law slogan is "Hon kaam ho gaya." Now is done. Yeah.
Now the job's finished. In the words of Kobe Bryant, when he said, "Job's not finished, job finished." Right?
Job finished.
Those that are Kobe fans will definitely understand that reference or resonate with it. Karan, I have a bit of a rant.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Ranty Indy. I know this one. Exclusive.
The Apprentice is turning into a rapid, hot dumpster fire of shit. I will say that again.
You lot are a pile of shit.
No, he never says that, innit? Right? But
no, he said bollocks crap.
It's literally, this show is turning into a dumpster fire. It's just bullshit. Honestly, each year I feel like it starts off by getting stupider and stupider. And this guy must have casting input. That's the only way it makes sense, because you're not going to go into
This
a
guy
show.
being Lord Sugar.
Yeah, Lord Mitta. Yeah, he can't be the only one who says I want this person and that person on, right? He's obviously got to do a 50-50 split. 50-50 of dumb fucks. The other half is going to be actual legitimate business partners and potential
Talent.
people. Yeah. And then those ones, I'm sure if you watch The Apprentice in reverse, so if you watch it from the last episode backwards, you can see he lets people off and gives other people straight away, bang, fuck off, because your business idea to him is probably shit. I'll give you an example. If you look at that guy who had that aesthetic chair, Tom, he was really, really bad that whole season.
Chair. Oh, the inventor.
He lost a record amount of tasks. And so he really isn't good at business. But because he had that chair, he kept on giving him chance after chance, which makes me think you have in your head who you want in the final, innit? Right?
Yeah, I have heard that conspiracy theory. I don't think it's as scripted as that. But there clearly are some people who you just look at and you think, look, this is my take on it. Like when I watched The Apprentice, I'm like, okay, if I was going to be on The Apprentice, if you were going to be on The Apprentice, Indy, what would you do in preparation for The Apprentice? Tell me.
So basically, I would treat it as if it's a real job opportunity, and like, let me see if I can get some investment in a business that I want to run. Now, I'm going to go into that having already run that business, not have a concept and go into it and have projections that are just going to get shit on in that final meeting. Yeah. So you want to have a business operating first, number one.
Right. You want to operate in business. And obviously, look, so the tasks are different in each thing, but there are some similar tasks that come in. What would you do in preparation?
I would train myself in all those tasks wherever possible.
Thank you.
Man. You would at least think. Go on.
Yeah, why would you not watch? Like, I'd be studying the game, right? I reach out to 3 winners. I get some coaching with them. Man, I got this shit on lock, man. And not this bullshit like it's not my expertise, so therefore I didn't put myself forward as PM bullshit. The general skills he's looking for is: can you pitch? Can you sell? Can you lead a team? High level, yes. These are the high level skills that he's looking for. And yeah, like you said, so if Claude's going to destroy your thing, like I remember there was a guy who won The Apprentice. His name was Ricky Martin. I remember because he had a really cool name.
Oh, right? The wrestler.
What do you mean the wrestler? The big guy. He's a big guy.
No. He used to be an amateur wrestler. Oh, and they found footage of him. I think.
Okay. He's a big guy.
You check that. Go on, Ricky Martin, Apprentice. Carry on.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he was a wrestler.
Right. So he was the only one in the history of The Apprentice where he got into the meeting with Claude. You know, famous Claude Litt. I think it's called Litt, isn't it? He's not in this series. He was an accident. And he says, you know what? In the first time of this show, I was actually really happy, and it was a pleasure reading your business plan, because he did it properly to the nth degree. And I remember him saying this because it's a really weird thing. He said, you even budgeted for the Christmas party. Like, compare that to that other guy. You remember that brown guy that was in the final fight?
I remember the guy. I forgot his name. The one that walked off in the wrong way after he got torn a new one.
I feel like Suleiman.
And Claude said, like, wrong door. Goes that way.
Wrong door, yeah. He goes, when I read the first page, I was really happy. There was no bullshit. And then I read the second page, and this is absolute shit. All these pictures of boats, these sailboats here, 2 pages, get out.
Yeah, he fucking ripped the shit out of it. And this poor kid sitting there shaking his head like, yeah. Looking like he's having a seizure or some shit, man. I was like, my God, poor guy.
Come on, man.
Deer in the headlights.
Do you know what I mean? Preparation, man. Preparation. What always does amaze me, though, obviously around the time of Apprentice, you get articles that float around The Apprentice about what it's actually like, and the actual, the telephone call. So the time to wake up is really early, and the time they get to get ready for task is sometimes like 20 minutes until the cars will be outside in 20 minutes.
I don't think that's real.
No, it's in the article. And the person who won The Apprentice after him, Mark Wright, he talks about it, his experience on The Apprentice. He goes, that's legit. And I'm like, how do you, imagine you trying to do your Dari, man, in 20 minutes. That's not happening, man. That is not happening. So, what should be done?
Okay, hang on. Here's how I used to do my bid when I had to go to the office every day,
Yeah.
I did it the night before. Then in the morning, it would be a 2-second straighten and done. It would be like a 2-minute quick one, out I go. That's it. That's how you do it, basically. That's how you hack the game. With these guys and the women transforming their faces, with all their makeup and shit. I don't believe it. I don't believe that they put that much makeup on. So
Indy's basically saying, how can you get so much atta on your butti in 20 minutes? Is basically what
exactly,
saying,
man. That's exactly what I'm saying.
He's like, they're all MUAs.
It's all done.
They're all MUAs who just happen to be
They
business
must be.
people.
Yeah,
That's the
they
only
must be.
explanation.
That's the only explanation
The
for it.
guy who got fired last week, I want to say last week. Was it last week or no?
No, it was a goodie from last week.
The guy, the 1 week before, the property rental cleaner guy, whatever.
I've forgotten his name. Yeah.
They were making the fish of the day they catch, or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually thought he was quite strong. I was like, okay, he actually speaks well. Da 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 da. And they got fired. And I was like, oh my god, like, who really is left now?
Yeah, but also just the way the show runs, right? They always get the most arrogant Desies on every year. Every year without fail, there's one arrogant dickhead. My name's AK-47. I'm like, listen, dickhead. No one calls you AK-47. I'm sorry, man. Shut up.
And then you had the complete opposite in. Hi, my name is Naveed, and I run a pharmacy. And I'm going to get the beakers, and I'm going to measure the pots.
Yeah, tame.
No, I did not say that. No, I know, Lord Sugar. I was contributing
full on
to the
tame.
task. Then you had the Warsaw guy from the first task.
Oh yeah, shit.
Man, I was like, where are these dudes coming from, man? Like,
you will never forget. Do you remember all those years ago that arrogant guy Saeed who came on? And he said, guys, I have a name for the team. It should be called the A-Team. And he pushed it about 4 or 5 times in the episode, like really trying to get it in there. And everyone's like, listen, geez, it's just not happening for you, innit? Step down and just job for Dormente. Yeah? It's not that bad. But it leaves like a little taste in people's mouths what to expect year on year. You're always going to expect an arrogant brown person. And I'm like, it doesn't help our case at all. They always come off super dickheadish. There was that one guy who went to Dubai. Do you remember? And he said, put your map away. I know everything about there is to know in Dubai.
They have to find
the items. I know it like the back
finding
of my hand.
items.
And he completely fucked up the task.
Yeah.
And he said, no, but the way you spell souk and the way you spell this and when you spell oud. And I was like, bro, give it up, man. Just leave it out. It's not happening for you. Just take your lashes and go in it, man. That's it. Right? Genuinely, it was like that. And when you exhibit that level of arrogance, it never works out for you. It always works out badly in that show.
Yeah. See, I think the part of the problem is though that when people are applying, they want all these kind of like.
Oh, of course. Yeah. They want people who are personalities. I went to uni with one guy, and he said his brother-in-law went through the process, and they knocked him out, saying, "Yeah, you're a bit too legit for this show. Like you're too much of a business person for this show." And he was like, "Oh, I should have played stupid then, should I?" And then gone on the show, and then maybe I would have got in. And you can see in every cast, every season, there's like a tick box exercise, like one American, one brown, one black. It's mad.
She's clever, man. I'm telling you. I didn't make you go for the PM. I just said it, you know. Like,
that fucking American girl.
I didn't have the skill set, you know. It's not in my particular
Bro,
expertise.
it's ridiculous, man. She knows what she's doing. And it's just it grinds my gears. And I remember in school, this used to be an iconic show. We used to love it, go to school, talk about it, etc. And we'd all be super happy and it'd be great. But now we're just sitting here watching it, and I'm like, this just gets stupider and stupider every year. And there's one task everyone looks forward to. And it's the mad dash where you have to go around London and buy something. Items.
Yeah.
That's the only one everyone cares about.
And the items you never know in it. You're like, what is this?
Exactly. No one cares about anything, right? Except for that.
Although tomorrow's task, when they do some touristy ones, I always love that one. I love it when people complain in it. They're like, you promised this, this, and this. And this was shit.
I love when people complain. Oh,
yeah. Because you watch them and then just like, yeah, so today we're in Wales, and this is a sheep, and this is grass. And thank you, £50, please.
That's literally it. So bad. Oh, and
you know what really is hard? Branding. I love
what branding?
When they come to do like branding and logos and things.
Bro, I'm sorry. Arctic, whatever the fuck it was. Arctic Savior?
Yeah. Explorer. Yeah, Savior.
Oh,
Arctic. He's like, you spell it with a C. Now, in the past, I think he's been quite nice sometimes, Karen. Sometimes she just point things out, but she's like, nope.
Yeah, but why don't people just fucking Google what they're writing to sense check it?
Yeah, so...
there must be a ban of some sort placed on that stuff, in it to stop you from using... like
definitely that task about finding items, you only have the yellow pages, but I don't know, with some of the other ones, if you're...
With like other tasks, I'm like, why don't you just simply Google stuff and just look at stats, look at what's out there, and just simply quickly brainstorm off it? It's unless there's restrictions placed on that, which I understand, but they never make it clear. So therefore, it makes us
It's-
speculate
it's
that
highly
they're
edited, isn't
stupider
it?
than what we think they are.
Yeah. It's no, exactly. It's highly edited. Same with the boardroom. Like sometimes you're like, I'm not getting all the responses here. It's just
No, you're
cuts
not.
from person to
Yeah,
person. You're
it
like,
cuts from person to person
okay,
because they've got an hour to
yeah.
fit in.
Yeah.
And you can
And the
tell
thing is-
they've accounted for 15 minutes boardroom tops. That's it.
Yeah.
None,
And we
nothing
all
more.
know, look, the thing when people get brought back in, two people have to come back in. So you know somebody has to come back in. So it's difficult. It's difficult sometimes. I'm like, if you're the PM and you're not bringing in the team that you're with, and you've not spent any time with the sub team,
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, well, really, you should only be bringing the people you've worked with, unless
Yeah.
whatever they produce is really dirty in it or whatever.
Mm.
And then they always fight. They're like, no, it was the taste that was wrong. No,
Can I
it was
speak?
the
Can I
breathing."
speak? No, excuse me. It's my turn to talk. You've been talking, and I'm like, shut up, man. Right?
I don't know how Akshay's still in the competition.
I don't know how he's in there too. I think he's still in there because of entertainment value. That's the only reason why. And
He's
he can't
lost
keep cutting
every
guys.
task.
He can't keep cutting guys every week. He cut like guys off 4 weeks in a row. If you keep
This
doing
is-
that,
it
you're gonna
always
lose.
happen- it
If you
always
keep doing
happens.
that, you are gonna lose your male audience, hands down. So he can't keep doing it. He has to balance it
You're
out
gonna
now.
lose your male. Surely men want to watch the women, no?
No, the men are gonna get pissed off being like, why are they always cutting the men for? The girls are clearly thick. You can see where it goes in that direction.
I don't know, man. So the girl who the girl who's good at pitching and caught the fish, she's pretty strong. Harpreet's not
Oh,
bad.
she's good. Yeah. She's good.
Harpreet's not bad. Her task where she made the little taco things, the fish tacos, and she got the ingredients
Yeah,
right.
but they were effort to make. Remember, they were
Yeah,
like
but
a mad
the big,
amount
big
of effort.
margin management. So she's right. She didn't pitch well last week, and then there's the other one with the night suit girl,
Mm.
the one who was the character last week, the prison guard.
She's horribly bad.
You think she's horribly bad?
Goran, if you watch her, she is so bad. I can't wait for her to get exposed, man. I look
But
at her and I'm like,
she speaks well. I think that's
no,
what compensates.
exactly. It's the simple facade of like, if I speak very well, then everything will work out perfectly for me, you know.
Wow,
And Lord
that's how I go
Sugar,
through life.
this is how I speak. And I'm like, exactly. Listen to her bullshit. Listen to what she says. And I'm like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing, do you? You genuinely don't know.
So she needs to be PM.
Yeah, she will. But also, when you see her and watch her back, you can see how stupid it is. But in summary, right? I'm just going to quickly summarize.
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice is just it's mad in it. Okay. And it's just overinflated egos working with each other. And it shows you how not to work in a workplace. That's basically it. When you work in a real workplace, you look at it, you're like, this is not teamwork. This is not how you project manage. None of this is done correctly. It's all a load of shit. And the dumb thing is, Goran, we're the dumb idiots who will keep watching it. Apparently, it hit record numbers ever on the opening episode. It was their biggest opening episode ever to date.
I guess because they've had such a big gap. For me, I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a tradition now. So
Yeah.
when Apprentice season comes around, that's
Yeah.
it, man. There's no podcasts happening at that time. Nothing is happening. It's blocked out. We're all sitting there watching it live, innit?
What I would like to know is how different the viewing figures are from saying watching it live and then watching it within the first hour afterwards and then watching it the rest of the week, because everyone talks about it at work the next day. It must go off. It must be one of those very few shows that goes off a cliff.
Yeah.
As soon as it's gone past the peak 2 or 3 hours, the listening numbers, the viewership numbers must drop heavily. So I'd love to see that if the BBC would ever give it to us, but I don't think they will.
What do you want to do with that data?
I just like to know, innit? Because if it's so popular in that way and it shows that watching live TV is still a thing, if it's popular conversation the next day.
That's that's a good point, because I think we've talked about this before, but how many things we watch live? Sport, the news, that interview with Oprah, like exclusives, Meghan Markle thing, The Apprentice. Yeah, there's not
The Apprentice.
much.
That's pretty much.
There is
innit?
not much that we. I mean, when the Indie Doctor podcast drops, people will watch it live.
Yeah, same day feedback and everything.
Then we got a deal. We're not dealing it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You ready for Graham Norton? Yeah. That's it. We're gonna go.
I don't think I'm PC enough for Graham Norton, man. No.
You don't think you're PC enough? Oh, okay, that's fine. If the opportunity ever came, you better get yourself PC, okay? Because that's what we're doing. We're doing the Graham Norton show, okay?
Oh no, man.
I
I would much rather go on a podcast tour with other people on their
Podcast
podcast and talk to them.
tour?
I'd rather go
Ooh.
on a podcast tour with other people and jump on their podcast to be a guest.
Hmm.
I'd rather do that instead because that's more fun. Because all I've got to do is turn up and talk. You guys deal with the editing after and everything, which is a nice feeling, isn't it? Right?
No, it's not. Well, I mean,
Kind of how
to be
you
fair-
feel every week.
I was
when
gonna
you do
say
podcasts,
that
but
that's
it's cool,
that's
innit?
pretty much
Yeah.
how I feel. And I was
There you
like,
go.
yeah,
Right?
life is
Bastard.
good, man.
All right. Next topic. So I sent Goran a
Dun,
YouTube video
dun.
by PewDiePie.
He did. Yeah, that guy's
So-
got a lot of viewership, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't know who he is. He's one of the top 10 YouTubers in the world.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know what it is this year, and I am really, really genuinely enjoying this. But my consumption of content, all formats at the moment, is really, really low, and I'm really happy.
Really?
Yeah, like I went through a phase where we all do this. Like, yeah, man, I'm on Audible and I'm reading these books and podcasts and then now I'm at the point where, yeah, I'm not being cocky. It's not that I don't need it, but I have enough to execute on it at the moment that I don't need extra.
Yeah, for you and your day to day, you probably think like that's enough.
Well,
for
day
you.
to day, outside my day to day, because I'm doing this stuff with you, coaching and stuff. It's like, what available time do I have actually to sit there and absorb more? The absorbing I do is more in conversation, but now I'm at a point where I'm doing a lot more implementation and testing of shit I already know rather than trying to get new stuff. I'd rather try the stuff I haven't used yet. But yes, so top 10 YouTuber, go.
But hang on, just to go off that, I'm the opposite. I'm consuming way more content than I ever have, and I watch a variety of different things because I like picking up on cues of what people do to hold a conversation or to prove a point or to dive deeper into a point, think about broader issues that affect that one problem. And it's helping me understand things on a deeper level that I can articulate clearly in this podcast. So I use that as like training for this podcast in a really weird way, just to see if there's any little tips that I see people do that I can try and not steal, but learn from.
You have come a long way.
Thank you.
Viewers, what I want you to do is go back to the original videos when Indy and I had guests on the podcast and look at Indy's face when listening to guess when he clearly didn't agree with the point. And now look at this advanced being.
Now it's
who's
like,
to
it's
appreciate.
cool. I can just
It's
accept
so
that you
cool,
have,
man.
I can
So
accept that
gravy.
you have a difference of opinion to me. I'll push you on it, but that's it. It's cool.
There
It's
we
fine.
go.
It is what it is. There's no point getting upset about it. And this whole
Yeah.
issue of content, it's
Content.
actually, I noticed today at work, it's completely messed me up because
Okay.
when you listen to content of such a high quality that's been delivered concisely, clearly, effectively, enunciated perfectly, no ums or anything, and
Right.
you listen to someone at work give a presentation and they're umming their way through it and they're really dry and they're reading off the fucking PowerPoint, I'm
They're
like,
looking at the
yo.
slide.
And I'm like, I can't. I'm
The
zoned
bar
out.
has been set. Yeah.
No, I'm zoned out. I'm zoned out within 2 minutes. I'm like, that's it. I can't listen to this. I can't pay attention to it.
Attention, engagement. They haven't got it because people
There isn't it. And it's like, oh my God, this is fucking me up in the normal world because I'm used to content being so concisely put and everything being delivered to me so well that when someone doesn't meet it,
engaging.
yeah. And when people don't meet it, it's like, oh, this is really bad. Unless I can bounce off you and talk to you, I can maybe make something of it. But if I can't, it's fucking difficult. And I'm sure other people are feeling like this and they probably think the same way.
It's not a commonly taught skill, man. So although doctors, for example, are by and large have good, I'd say above average communication skills and can speak to people well, as part of what we have to do is deliver teaching sessions to our peers.
Yeah, and bad news and stuff as well, right?
Yeah, that's the patients. But like, say they're teaching us as doctors, other doctors about a medical condition. People just stand up and actually don't stand up. The computers, like say behind me where the window is. Say that's the screen. Say that's the screen, yeah. And they'll sit on a chair, like I'm sitting on a chair, and they just look at the slides and be like, "So today we're going to talk about paracetamol overdose."
Oh man!
Right. So it's really bad, yeah. So what happens is, you take too much paracetamol, that's bad. It's bad for your liver. I was just like, guys, this is not engaging, man. It doesn't matter what you say. The content itself is not important. It obviously is, right? It's how you deliver the content.
It's the delivery of it, man. Because I gave a presentation at work on some things that I did same day, right? Today. And I sat there and I was talking to him. And I was like, yo, okay. I'm going through the slides that have been pre-prepped. I've sort of checked them and stuff. And I got onto one slide and I was reading it and I was like, you know what? I'm bored reading this, which means you're going to be bored reading this. And I said, look, I'll be honest with you. A lot of the stuff on here is way too granular for you to understand. So just look at this point, this point, and this point. All right, next slide. And then I tried to just make fun of it. And I was like, yo, I'm not taking the piss out of my work, but I'm just making light of the situation so it can be quick for you. And then you can ask me questions and I can bounce off the things you're telling me.
And that's when you have discussion. Discussion is
exactly. And that's when it's more fun for other people, especially when your
engaged.
computer starts playing up and you make fun of your computer playing up. It brings out the human side in people because everyone's fucking virtual now. Everyone's sitting there just watching shit that you do on a screen. If you make it more fun and you make it more interactive, it goes a long way. So I was like, oh shit, I feel like I've just learned like a little bit about myself that I didn't know was a thing.
No, exactly. That's a good point though. If it's boring to you, it's going to be boring to someone else. And you know, an age-old thing, it's like when I teach, I'm going to ask you 10, 15 questions. I'm not teaching. You're going to teach yourselves because I'm going to ask you some questions, then you're going to learn about it, right? But if I ask you a question, what's going to happen? You're not going to fall asleep. Can't put you on the spot.
Exactly.
Yeah? That's the power of learning, of asking good quality questions.
And I've been on your courses as well, where people are really struggling at communication stations on MedX, and I'm like, man, you're just starting this out now. I'm sure if I recorded this and showed you it 5 years on in your career, you'll look back and cringe, and you'll be like, oh my god, man, I was so nervous. But now you're fully fledged, you know, PA, doctor, whatever, and you know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. It's like a well-oiled machine, and you're probably delivering with like a bit of arrogance, and you just know how to do it straight away.
It's what we call unconscious mastery. It's the highest level of learning. You can do it. You don't think about doing it. You just do it and you know it. The way you ride a bike, the way you brush your teeth, the way you do your beard, just unconscious mastery.
I haven't mastered my beard yet. I have
mastered hand movements.
I wish I did.
Huh? See, this is why I'm so good at Jumbo.
Have.
I have mastered hand movements. See, I can just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it.
The Bangra moves.
The Bangra. TBS this weekend, mate.
Oh, nice. But yeah, enjoy.
I'm not going. Clearly, you're
not going either.
I'm not going. Who does a show, guys? Big love
on a Sunday,
TBS, right? Big love to you, but please, man, come to Sunday, man. How am I going to travel Sunday? Go Kamte Monday, Hannah. Troxy. I'm sure it's a nice venue. I think probably because last minute they didn't get a Saturday. Had it been Saturday, to be honest, I probably would have gone. I enjoy I enjoy more than the actual punk. Well, not more, on the same level as the Bhangra. Just listen to good mixes. I'm just there. Like, I know people like, I'm listening to you in the car afterwards. Yes, you are a good mix.
If it's
then
released,
I'll be on to no, mate. I made Gopi. I need this mix.
One of the guys in the team, just ask him and he'll get it.
Mix finder.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. For TBS, I wish them all the best, man. I hope it works out well for them. It's obviously difficult coming out of a pandemic and jumping on that and hoping that you're going to get a big turnout. I'm not going because I'm in Birmingham and I've got other plans, but I hope they have like a big turnout and stuff.
Yeah, I hope so too. I presume Aston are going to be favourites. There's no Birmingham after.
I don't know anymore, man. I honestly don't know who's favourites or anything like that, but this is a moot point. A lot of people ain't going to know what the fuck we're talking about. So let's move on.
It's a moot point.
Moot point. All right. So PewDiePie, YouTuber, big sensation. Surprise Karan has no idea who he is. Massive following. Very well known. His base of
almost
people,
as well known as me.
Much more. He's
BJP.
BJP, you wish. Anyway, we're not going back into that. I'm not doing this. Okay. However, PewDiePie. Fucking hell, you made me lose my train.
Okay, you're saying it sounds weird, like it's like pubes or something. I don't know what you're saying.
PewDiePie. I didn't think that's where he got the name from. All right, going back to the point. He's not a person who talks about steroids. He's not someone who talks about health issues or anything like that. Right. But what he did was he did this like 11-minute expose, essentially talking about influencers and celebrities and, people in the fitness game that are just on juice and not telling you, juice being injecting all of the steroids into your butt cheeks, man. Right? That's basically it.
Eating the
all
baby
of them,
food.
man. Every single one of them. And in all fairness to him, he just eliminated them. The title of the video is called Every Fitness Celebrity Influencer is Lying to You. Just watch it. And it's masterful how he just took them apart bit by bit. And what I loved about it was the fact that somebody is talking about this genuinely, who has a massive platform that can really amplify this shit. Because
which is what he said, isn't it? But
there are issues.
He didn't say he's against it. This is really good, clear point. He says, I'm not against people using steroids.
No.
but it's about transparency. And his real
Yeah.
point again was the people that sell you fake shit, right? You say, yeah,
Yeah.
man, you can get the results in like 8 weeks or 4 weeks. You just got to do what I do, eat this, and do this exercise, special like rep, do a couple of these, and that's it. And Jamie hates this by the way as well. He's like, people go to the gym, they do the weirdest, most obscure isolations without doing any compounds. But they think they're gonna get these like super gains in it by doing like the bicep curl is special like way, or like doing like twist at the top, some shit. So yeah, and it was good because he did go through like all the main ones I would think about who are like big and jacked. Rock,
so here's the thing,
definitely.
exactly. All of them. He went through like The Rock, saying The
Arnie,
Rock, if you look at how he blew up from being a wrestler to now, your testosterone deteriorates when you get
With
older.
age.
It doesn't boost dramatically to that point. And he said, look, it's not about how hard you're working out. It's about how much aid you're getting outside of it.
Yeah. But he said the point is like Arnold being
out.
world champion, like 8 times in a row, Mr. Olympia, or Lance Armstrong winning 7 titles when he was doping. You still have to be good. I think that's the people. I know he did say in there that you can make more muscle by not doing anything versus somebody who gyms.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. That's what made me think, what the fuck? You can actually generate and grow more muscle, not training and taking steroids, than actually going to the gym and doing the exercise. That blew my fucking mind. I was thinking that just makes you feel worthless, not to go. Sorry, it makes you feel inadequate going to the gym. Genuinely, it makes you think, what's the point? Honestly, what is the point? Now, Karan, I've got a couple of questions for you as a doctor.
Dun, dun, dun.
How do steroids actually work, and what is muscle synthesis basically?
So in your body, you have the smallest sub part of a protein is called an amino acid. Okay. So we get that normally from our foods. Amino acids then will make chains, get bigger, and they'll form proteins. So when you go to the gym, you're trying to do. There's 2 ways to essentially build muscle, but what we do in the gym does one. There's hyperplasia and there's hypertrophy. Okay.
Yeah.
Hyperplasia is what cancer does. So you have loads and loads and loads of cells. That's one way of like say like when you get like a mass or growth. That's what's happening. It's too many cells. That's not what you do in the gym. What you do is you want to induce hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is you have the same number of cells, but the cells get bigger. And that's what you're building. That's what muscle looks like. And obviously, Jamie used to say this all the time, both of us, progressive overload. You're putting a muscle under stress, which then says to the body, okay, this is damaged, therefore negative feedback, release hormones to cause protein synthesis, i.e. amino acids, and therefore as it comes back, recovery, your muscle gets bigger. That's what we do. We just put something, but unless the muscle is under stress, why will it ever grow? It's got no reason. And it's the same with the brain, obviously, isn't it? If you're not stressing the brain, it's never going to be pushed. So it has to be pushed in a controlled way. That's what.
How do steroids help you get a bigger edge on that?
Yeah.
Is it just jacking your body up with more of those hormones that you simply don't produce?
Exactly. So it's the rate and speed at which it's produced. So you're just getting massive spikes. That's all you're doing because it's what we call exogenous supply. So what we produce in our body is what we call endogenous. Your body is regulated by negative feedback. Turns it on, turns it off, turns it on, turns it off. But it's a slow thing. And that's important because like he says in the video, there's so many side effects of taking steroids. The reason why our body does it slowly is so we don't get all this other shit. Now, outside of the gym, so your mom will probably know this, but a lot of people for, let's say, respiratory conditions, COPD on long-term steroids or rheumatological conditions will be on steroids. Long-term, that has a lot of side effects, man. Diabetes, weight gain, hair loss, thin bones, lots of mood swings, depression. In men, you can become infertile, loads and loads and loads of things.
Infertile? Right? So, fucking hell.
Yeah, there's like, I think it's in the film Grown Ups, the first one, when they're at the water park.
Okay.
And there's that guy and he's like flexing all the women. And they're like, oh, yeah, he's pretty hench. And he comes over and he's like, hey, guys, how you doing? He's got like a really, really squeaky voice.
Oh.
Right? Because he's become what we call hypogonadic. So his estrogen is really high.
I see.
That's obviously one of the side effects. So yeah, coming back to your original question, it's basically you're getting a supply of muscle without the stress. That's why you said you can do it when you're not at home. You're not benching, but you're having protein, you're getting steroid released or being injected in as if you have done a bench, but you've not done it. And it's more than your body would produce either way.
Fucking hell, man. I wonder how readily available all this stuff is. Like how easy
Very,
it is
very,
to get
very
it.
available.
Is
Yeah,
it?
Yeah, Jamie talks about this.
Can I just jump onto Amazon and get it?
That I don't know. Well, yes, there'll be certain ones you can get, but I think the potent shit that people have in gyms, like the injection stuff, Jamie's always like, it's just
Like
people
growth hormone and stuff.
people just come up to you like, yeah, you want some gear? You want some gear? Like it's proper like little ring.
Yeah, no, okay.
And he goes like, I don't know about your gym, but he goes, another gyms used to be, and you just find this shit like in the locker room, like needles and stuff.
Oh, bro, in my old gym, yeah, it's all there.
Yeah, oh,
all
okay,
of it. I was one of like 5 people that probably didn't take anything.
Wasn't your gym in your garage or your trainer's garage?
Which one?
No, I'm just messing with you, man. I know you had a PT where you worked out in his garage.
No, I did have a PT. It was in a warehouse. That was in a warehouse, literally in the middle of fucking nowhere. But he kitted it out perfectly. Got there, and I was like, "This is amazing."
That wasn't the one that had needles.
That was a what?
That wasn't the one where you found the needles.
No, that was in my end gym. Yeah, that's probably the best way of describing it. I'm not going to name and shame them because I respect the guys that do it. Obviously, it takes a lot of time and effort to do that stuff. It's just, I wish they would be transparent about it. If you try and broach the topic with them about it, they get really iffy about it.
You respect the guys that take gear.
Yeah, and it's just
you respect or you appreciate.
No, I respect the work you put into it and the commitment you're doing to do that, because you know there's a lot of downsides that come with it. And I'm sure some of them have it down to a T what they're going to take to counteract the side effects of steroids. So whether that is you need to take, I mean, I'm just pulling shit out of the air here, whether you need to take something to counteract the amount of estrogen that's being produced, whether you need to take stuff in between cycles to stop it from shrinking so much. Like, I'm sure that there's a real science to it, and I'm sure it gets really dodgy and really fucked up, but I respect it, but I don't agree with it when you're not transparent about it. Okay. I need to make it clear that people don't just sit there and take steroids and get big. You still have to go to the gym. You still have to put in a lot of work, but there's a lot of side effects that come with it, in the sense that you start learning really bad form with high weights. And then when you come off it and you start trying to do the same weights, you're nowhere near it, and your body shrinks, and it messes with you mentally and it fucks with you. Right. There's
my question for you.
Big issue with that.
If you're not somebody in a position of power or influence, like the people we talked about, and or you're not selling, like Chris Hemsworth sells like a program, is there anything wrong with it? So let's just play this out. I go on the gear, I get hench, I'm not flaunting it, I'm not selling anything with it, I have okay reach, I'm not telling people it's easy. Like, I'm not saying as in how I got my physique, I won't. Is there anything wrong with that?
Are you telling people you're taking steroids?
No, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not telling them.
Okay. Yeah. And when you say okay reach, what are you doing with your platform?
Nothing, as I am now. So I'm not posting pictures of my body.
So you're not posting anything. That's fine. That's cool. The bit that I take issue with is when someone comes up to you in the gym and says, "What do you do to get that big?" And they're like, "Oh, I just do like arms day, and then I do chest day, and then I do short." I'm like, listen, don't fucking lie to me, innit? Right?
And then I go home in it.
Shit you're taking.
My mum makes sag in it, and then I eat the sag, and then
that's it. I fucking eat a whole patilla of sag, and then that's it. I'm Popeye, innit?
That's it.
Come on, man. Stop lying to me, innit? Right? Just be open and honest about it. And I can envision kids who are like 17, 18, seeing like these fucking idols on Instagram and shit, just seeing all the shit around them, thinking, "Oh, I've just got to do what they do, and that's it, innit?" And they're like, yeah, it's cool. I'll just follow that program. I'll get money made off me. And then when it doesn't work, they'll blame themselves, and they'll start being like, "Oh, it's my fault that it hasn't worked." Not they've got such a massive edge in a different world compared to me, and they don't ever take a second to consider that. They just blame themselves there. Then you get unhealthy relationships with food, with the gym. It fucks up your personal life. It fucks up your self-esteem, your confidence. Like, all those things start messing with people's head just because you didn't tell them you were taking something. That's it.
And like Jamie will always say to me, it's not sustainable. He goes, we often look at it. There's one he loves to show me, which is what's his name? Wolverine. What's Wolverine's name?
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. So he shows me Hugh Jackman pre-Wolverine.
Bro, the fucking name is the clues in the name. Hugh Jackman. Like, he got jacked taking that shit, man. It's ridiculous.
And then you see him
so big,
and they're like skinny and have a little belly. Like they've always seen like on beach holidays straight after.
Okay,
whatever.
even if you look at the Christian Bale when he was on The Machinist to the Dark Knight, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He would drop to a record low weight to a record high weight in a very small period of time. Goran, that's nearly
Not possible.
impossible to do naturally. You can't do it, man. You physically
See,
can't.
that I don't take issue with, because again, they're doing it for the film, and if they have to produce film, I don't see any other way of doing it.
Yeah, if you're doing it for the film, I'm fine with that. The bit that I take issue with is when they ask you how you do it and you just say, I take this supplement, or I take this and that's it. Or I do, I don't know, electronic shocks, like how PewDiePie said in the video. I'm like, it's bollocks,
that
man.
Dude, that dude from Eternals. Well, you know what I didn't get? They showed that bit about the dude from Eternals.
What's his name? Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah, then you see the film, and there's no point where you're actually seeing his ripped body.
No,
I was like, dude, what is the point? You in there, you just look skinny in the film.
Yeah,
he doesn't look like jacked or anything. If you're gonna do it, do it like Zac Efron in Baywatch, man. Like when I watched him and I saw that, I was like, that's when I first started gymming properly. I was like, Jamie, I want this body, man. I was like,
and that's the thing, isn't it? You want that body, but you're like, how did he get that body? And he might do a YouTube video showing him his workout. You're like, yeah, that's it. I just got to do the workout. No, why don't you go look in his fridge and see the fucking shit that's in there, right? And then have a look at it. I do think that the movie theaters and movie studios have a part to play in this, which is they aren't transparent either. So if they say this person's on gear, it will make people feel a lot better about it. They're like, yeah, cool, you're open about it. The fact that they don't do it, and I think the actors are probably bound by it as well to say, well, not to say,
Robert Pattinson article about Batman,
able to come out and say, I'm taking gear to get this big.
Robert Pattinson, I think he was alluding to that in the article.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He sort of alluded to it.
And even if you read about Zac Efron, he said, I've never been more unhappy than with that physique in Baywatch. He goes, it looks good, but man, they're telling me I can't drink water. I can't do this, can't do this, can't do. He goes, it's like 8% body fat. And to be honest, my kind of gym journey started around there. And then there came a point where Jamie said, look, you can look good with your clothes off, but it's not going to be that often, because how often you take clothes off? Okay. Or you can look big with your clothes on. What do you want? And that's what changed me. I was like, I want to focus on strength. I want to get strong.
I think there is a balance in there. There is a balance in there. Like, you can look big with your clothes on, and that's cool. But I still think you need to have things somewhat in proportion. Don't have layers of fat.
Like, no. I'm not saying become a strong man. That's different.
Okay, cool. I just had to make that clear in it, right?
You like, I don't want you like benching like 160 in it, but like you got big head and that, you know.
Yeah, I don't want none of that.
Then I'm like, what's the secret? And then when you interview, I don't know why I'm doing this voice, but then you interview me and I say, listen, you basically go to Soho Tavern and you have the whole mixed grill to yourself.
That's it, man. You have you get everything on the menu from 1 to 60. Easy. Sorted, just shove it all in your mouth, man.
Masala fries, please.
That's it. 6 plates, please. All right.
6 plates.
But yeah, man, just all in all, it's fucking annoying, man. But I'm really glad that he's sort of come out and spoken about this. Like I've already said, the fitness industry is a bit of a scam. I'm not on my fucking soapbox here, but it is a bit of a scam. Just beware of the shit that you see, man, and the stuff that you find. Whether it's apps advertising to you like, just do this home workout and you'll get this animated physique that isn't fucking real, right? Just please don't buy into it. Find a PT of some sort and talk to them. And when you find your PT, genuinely ask them what their routine was like. Ask them if they've been on gear. There are some that you can see that are clearly on it. In my current local gym in London, there's one guy who is clearly juiced to his fucking tits, right? And he's an actual PT in the gym. And I'm like, this is wrong, man, because there's newbies that have come through at the start of the year. They're looking to you because you've got the biggest physique, which means you'll make the most amount of money in the gym compared to everyone else, which means you get the most amount of clients, which means you're going to be the most popular, but you're going to have the biggest turnover of people because they're going to keep coming in and out, and no one's going to know why, and they're not going to understand why because you haven't fucking told them that you're taking it. That's where I draw the line. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah, the best and I'd say the best truth that I was ever told is, look, this physique you want to get, like physique, unless even strength, we talk from a strength perspective, you want to bench 120, that will take you the best spot of 3 to 4 years to get to that.
Muscle growth is slow.
Yeah, exactly. And now, if I'm honest with you, so what year, where are we now, Indy? We're February 2022, yeah? I started seriously in the gym again after September 2020. Okay, that's when I started seriously doing PT twice a week, rarely missed a session. Now I'm at the point where if I'm, I jump in the shower and I look at my physique, I'm like, okay, I can actually see some muscle now. To the point where when I haven't seen family now, they're like, man, you're getting big now. But that has taken time, takes time. And there was a point where I was getting strong. My weight was going like to what I could do on the bar and everything was going up. I was like, Jamie, I still look flat, man. Like, why do I still look flat when I'm getting so strong? And so it just takes time. You have to be patient. Then, I tell you that I show up for 70 and you fall off the chair because you're like, man, he's so strong. He should be in the Olympics. I'm like, bro, it's just, what? You know what it is.
Say it again.
Nothing, man. It's cool. Let's move on.
You're full of shit. That's what it is, man.
Look, listen. I've got great shoulders. Like you can see on the camera, guys. Just watch. Ready? Bang. Like these shoulders are just made for lifting.
Go on. I can't see anything. All I see is a trap and then your arm. That's it. The shoulder. It's all here. This is where all my muscle is. You get me here, and I'm here, man. Like it's just game over. Game over. But safe.
I want to represent Walsall in the Olympics. Okay. Did you ever see that idea of? I think it's just a great idea. And look, when we get to a point where we've got loads of time because we've got loads of money, right? Let's do Olympics, but based on normal people doing the events.
What do you mean?
There was this thing that said, okay, watching Olympics is cool, yeah, but imagine you just got random Bunde. You're selected like the Hunger Games. And then you have to compete, and maybe we'll make up the events as well. But you just had to do and you just people just out of shape doing shit.
What egg and spoon race and shit?
Whatever, that or actual Olympic events as well. But it'd be so funny to watch. The viewership would be excellent, man. Like one person from each district in it. Like, okay, you've been nominated. You got to do this shit.
Oh man. On the topic of Hunger Games, just to round this out, someone put a funny meme up on Twitter saying, "I hate how when you call the surgery in the morning at 8 a.m." It's like the Hunger Games. Genuinely, it's like you're sitting there and you're just trying to fight everyone else just to get a fucking appointment. And I said, yeah, you know what? I totally agree. It is like that.
I can only imagine, but I see the other end of it. And then when people can't get through, or they just end up in hospital, they don't need hospital. And I think people forget as well that hospitals, unfortunately, because of the size of the population that we serve, are designed to fix and help emergencies, acute problems. They are not designed to manage chronic issues.
Yeah.
People want that ideal world. We would do both. Do not have capacity. Yeah. Simple truth. Another message to people who come in the hospital: you're getting same day, a lot of the time, same day emergency care for free. Stop complaining. It's going to be a bit of a wait. It will take 5-6 hours. Bring a book, bring an iPad, entertain yourself.
I started doing that, when I go there, I sit and think, hang on.
What can I do in my time? Yeah.
No. I sit there and I'm like, okay, I'm going to the hospital. All right. But I can't look like I'm doing too well. I've got to look in a little bit of pain. So I can't bring a laptop in it. Right. I've got to go there and I've got to be very particular with what I take. So I'm just going to take a book, and there's probably going to be no phone signal. Just take a book and some water and some snacks. That's it. Can't take anything else. Because if you take your laptop, they're like, you're taking the piss. Genuinely.
Yeah, do you need to, unless you're going to an outpatient appointment. So
that's fair. But if you're sitting in A&E with next to my man who's broken his leg, right?
Do you need to be here? Is the question. Yeah. It's like, why are you here today? You had this headache for a year. Why have you come today?
Yeah. Are you about to pass out? Right.
Yeah, but fair point. And I think it's something that the population should understand. That is how a hospital works.
Yeah. Hospital also works by playing up to your symptoms as well. But yeah.
Okay. And then there are certain medical conditions which aren't real, and we just give them names just to make people feel better, so they have a label.
Yeah, but also, Goran, whenever I've gone to the hospital and I need to be seen, I just play up my symptoms. That's it.
Oh, yeah, I've been told I might have IBD. No, sir, it's IBS. No, it could be IBD.
You know what? You're the doctor. You can't even get the fucking problem correct. You can't even get the symptom correct. Can't even get the condition correct.
No, that's what I'm saying.
IBD.
I said IBD.
Irritable bowel disease. It's fucked. You understand that, right? That's like the level up from IBS.
Yes, because that will be taken more seriously. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So you go there. You say, "Yeah, I got IBD." Like, no, sir.
Karen, I went there when I hadn't taken a shit for 2 weeks. And I was like, something's wrong here. I don't know what's going on.
The fruit khaya kar.
Bro, it wasn't that. It was something else, man. I don't know what it was.
Do kelle, ek apple. fuck going on?
You know what's mad here? I'm just gonna do like a little bit of a touch on this. Okay.
Go on.
I thought it was just gonna be one big shit that comes out in it. Nah, it isn't that. It isn't that. I just thought it's just one big shit that needs to come out. No, it's not that. It's stuck. It doesn't come out. You eventually start chipping away at it. You know how people have like a tooth, a picket tooth, and you're like old school chipping away at soil. That's genuinely how it is when you're that constipated. You're just hoping that the shit that passes through chips a little bit more past it, and eventually it comes out. That's it. That's it.
Did you require laxatives?
Goran, I took every laxative possible, and only one worked for me.
Did you have
one
an
worked
enema?
effectively? Huh?
Did you have an enema?
I had 2 enemas. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Check you out, man. You had the works. You have.
I'm telling you, man. It wasn't fake. It was real.
Dynamite up your ass, man.
It was horrible, man. Horrible.
Oh my god. Have you been?
It didn't do shit.
How are your bowels now? Your bowels okay?
I'm perfect now, man, because I control my own diet to a T, and I'm very particular with the amount of fiber I consume. My breakfast is always the same. So if those 2 variables are there, I've got no problems at all. But the second one of those goes out the window, I have like a 3-day leeway. Come day 4, it's over. I'm back in IBS territory. It's like, shit.
Okay, so your game is all about preparation, planning.
Yeah, mine is all about like my food has to be very on point. Hence why whenever we go away, I have to go and get my breakfast in it. Like I have to have that ready every morning. Otherwise I can't function. There you go.
I respect that.
All right, last topic. Yeah, we can go either happy or really depressingly sad. So take your pick.
We'll go happy. I know we're going to go with the happy one. The happy one's so funny.
You want to go happy? All right, fine. We need to cover that really sad one eventually, though.
Yeah,
it is serious. It does affect us as a community. But okay. All right, let's go happy. Headline topic. Not lying to you people. This is a real topic.
Reputable newspaper.
Real story. The Metro, yeah?
The Metro!
Gav fuming. Neighbour ate his children's KFC Uber Eats meal. Children's KFC meal. Let that sink in. Your neighbour has yammed your children's KFC meal.
To be fair, it wasn't his neighbour. It was somebody's neighbour. If you read the
article, it was his neighbour.
No, because towards the end of the article, he says, whoever this person is, he doesn't know who it is. As in, it might have been on his road, perhaps, but he doesn't know. Like, it's not like the guy next door.
I thought it was the guy next door.
I think he would have, like, he would have gone next door and be like, geezer.
Or maybe it was the guy next door and they never told him who it was on the road and it was the guy next door. I prefer that conspiracy theory. That's nicer.
Maybe. I can buy that.
Yeah. All right. So to give people an insight into how this fucking story happened, guy calls Uber Eats, places order with Uber Eats at KFC. KFC get the Uber Eats guy to come there. He takes it to the address or what he thinks is the address. Turns out he dropped it off at the most common address on that road that had ordered Uber Eats from KFC a lot in the past and just assumed it was for him and then dropped it off, or him or her, dropped it off at that house and left it. The original order guy calls up KFC saying, "Where's my food?" He said, "It's not here." Uber Eats say, "We delivered it." And KFC say, "It's not our fault. It's on Uber Eats." So this guy didn't have his food delivered to him. He then had it sent to him half eaten by his neighbor on the road.
Which he then didn't eat. He didn't eat them. He says, doesn't he? I obviously didn't touch it, which is fair play.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it either with COVID going around. But if you see the food that delivers, even if you accept that order, yeah, it's kids' portions. Does a part of you not think, this is for kids, isn't it? Maybe I shouldn't eat this.
I don't think it was just the kids. I think it was a full meal. It's £27. £27 is not for 2-3 people, man. That's more than that. I think it's all the family's food. It's dinner for everybody.
No, I think it was just the kids' meal, man.
No. I think that's in the headline, but I think he ordered dinner for everybody. And that was a bit they just, it's like, oh my God, this person ate the child's food. I think that's more catching. It's more clickbait. But here's the thing.
Ate his children's KFC. This is it.
No, that's the headline. Read the article.
I'm reading the article now, man.
You read the article. What's point is going to make? Yeah, if you're the guy who's receiving it, he's probably thinking, like you said, if he's somebody who regularly orders some KFC, he's like, man, I've got some kind of free bonus
Loyalty.
activated loyalty KFC. It just turns up, you know.
No,
there, like,
there is a loyalty card at
manifesting-
KFC, you know.
I did not know that. No, I didn't.
Sandra's got the loyalty card.
Sanjay.
It's not out there anymore. She got it years ago, but it still
Right.
exists. It's a bit like that elusive black card you want to get at Nando's.
That's gonna happen. That's just inevitable. They're gonna be, doctor, you need the black card, and I'm like, yes. Yeah, maybe he's there manifesting, and then this KFC just turned up at his door, and then he didn't finish it. Like, did he not finish it because they came and took it off him?
Yeah, I think they came and took it off him, saying this
I
food
know,
ain't for you,
well,
mate.
okay,
And he was
and
like,
the-
"Oh shit."
And the Uber driver, why would you then take it to the other person if it's already been like a bit eaten? Surely you go back to KFC.
Because he's probably thinking, if I haven't fulfilled this order properly, it's going to go against my record, and then I'm going to lose my job. That's what he's probably thinking. And in his heart of hearts, he's thinking, shit, I didn't read my delivery properly. I'm going to lose my job. I got to go and correct this. Let me go and correct it.
I want to know what the guy said. Oh, you ordered KFC? And he's like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
But they don't ever say that, Karan. All they do is they just say
Oh,
delivery and drop it at the door and then go. No.
Yeah.
Sometimes they might put it at the door. Sometimes they'll just like say delivery. You're like, yeah. And then they just give it to you and walk off. They never check like receipts or any of that stuff, man. Whenever my food comes, I say, no, wait here. And then I'll look at the food and then I'll check it against the food that's been given. So nothing's missed. Because sometimes they might miss off like fries or some shit. And that really pisses me off.
That pisses you off, is it?
Yeah. That pisses me off differently. I'm like, come on, man.
What do you do?
Come
on,
I'll
man.
be like, either this order gets refused. and you take
What
it back.
needs to happen for me to feel good about the situation?
Nothing needs to happen. What needs to happen is you need to take this order back and bring me back
Right.
the correct order. Or you leave it here. You leave it here. Go through your Uber Eats, contact customer service or some shit, and give me a reimbursement immediately of something.
Immediately.
Immediately.
He's threatening.
If you
that-
can't
he
do
said, "I have
that,
a very-"
take the fucking food back. That's it.
And you go inside. You go to your room. You put your little thing on. You watch the candle go down, and you send yourself.
That's it. Exactly.
That's
And I'll
it.
sit there and say, kids, you're fucking starving tonight because the Uber Eats guy fucked it up. I think whatever happened to taking your kids to a drive-through and letting the food get picked up, leaving the smell of it in the car to get your taste buds going, and then when you get home, you absolutely destroy the food. What happened to those days? Did you remember those Friday evenings in it when your parents would do that for you?
We
Like,
saw ours was
half
we had
term,
Oh.
half
You've
day
broken
at
up.
school,
You've broken up. You've broken up.
and that you've
Yes.
broken up, and you're like, I'm
Yes.
getting a
Mackey's.
Mackey's today, and
Yes.
that's it.
Yes,
That's it.
that was the one, man.
I'm getting a
Oh,
reward for
God.
doing nothing just because
Yeah,
school's
yeah,
finished. That's it, right?
And the half day meant that actually on those days we would often actually eat in McDonald's. But on other days, like we take it home. And the best part about being in the car, so you got the Mackey's bag, it's rolled over, it's a bit like oil and tail coming through stains, and you open it and you take one or two
You love
fries
it.
and you
Take
start
one
you start
chip,
eating the
one
fries.
chip.
It's really hot, and then you're like, anybody else want any fries? You don't give it to anyone, you eat the fries. Now as you get older, it's like when you were young, it was you have your
It
meal.
was a novelty in it.
Right now, as you get older, now I'm thinking about I'm not going to be full with this, so I need a bit of like I need a bit of like sides, right? That's the point you get to now. It's like I'm going to start with this and have this. Your stag was a really good example. That KFC we had post paintballing. My God, the most complex orders I've ever seen from a group of 14 of us, whatever it was. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for the Zinger boxer meal, right? But then I'll also like this wrap, this bites, this, and this. And can we have a gluten free? Like, we all just all these complicated orders.
Yeah,
man.
because we're fucking spoiled and we have disposable income. Your parents would say to you, right, one meal bus, and you're like, happy meal, done. That's it. It's simple. It's easy.
happy banana.
Have you seen how small the happy meal portions are now? It breaks your heart.
What was it? It used to be nuggets, isn't it? What is it now?
No, it's still nuggets, I think, but the portions of the fries are really small.
Oh, it's that little because the normal box that we have is a red box, isn't it? But the Happy Meal one is like a little white paper.
That's
bag,
the one,
isn't
the
it?
paper
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So you can skew it and you can put less in.
And there's not much. Yeah, there's never much fries in that. No,
Yeah,
never the way. But yeah, you're right. That's brought back some really good memories, man. And yeah, just actually driving to the drive-through, the excitement of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's just window 1, window 2, window 3. Like it's just a thing, and then you drive back, and it's just a nice outing.
Exactly.
It's not the same when it comes to your house. You're absolutely right.
It's
Going
not.
to
It's
pick
not.
up is
And it makes all the difference, right? It makes you feel like warm inside, honestly.
We did that on the week of my sister's wedding. It was a Tuesday. Was it midweek? I think it was midweek. I don't think it was a week before. Well, I can't remember. It basically was very close to the wedding. And on Tuesday, we just impromptu went to Burger King, Junction 9.
Yeah.
And it's just so good. It's so good. Just like you said, it just brings back memories. You associate that time with when you do it when you're younger. And then obviously going forward, we'll be doing that with our kids. Our special day used to be Mondays as well, because it's like, crap start of the week. But Mondays, mum used to take us to Mackey's.
Yeah.
That was a great way to start off the week. And then
you
Saturdays,
go.
when we grew up, we used to have swimming lessons. Post swimming, Mackey's always with a strawberry milkshake post swimming, because you burnt loads of calories. Like, man,
Yeah. It's all good, and it's all good.
It's all good, and it's all good in the hood, man. So yeah,
There you go. Energy in, energy out, done.
Energy out.
Sorted.
That's like a body,
Thing is, Karen, would you knock on your neighbor's door and confront them about eating the food? Because if you knew it was your neighbor, number one, I'd be pissed. Number two, I'm hungry. Number three, my kids are hungry. It's past bedtime, which means you're getting every level of satyanas I can give you in my energy and in that moment. And
if you mess with Indy, he's coming to your house and he's taking a constipated shit on your door.
You're getting the full Clara, including
That's
the
it,
50.
man.
And you know what? I'll light.
Pickaxe.
You know what? I'll light it on fire as well. Just
That's
for
it.
you.
You just drop the flame.
Just for you. There you go.
The fire rises.
There you go.
It's not the time for fear.
Bro, imagine if you're the Uber driver who's so lazy that basically said, yeah, I gave it to the customer that I deliver to regularly. I thought it was for him. Basically, you're saying, I couldn't be fucked to check the receipt. I couldn't be fucked to check the address. I just gave it to the motherfucker who's fat enough to eat KFC all the time. And I just dropped it up his door, and he gladly accepted, and I walked off. That's it. That's basically what you're saying, isn't it?
Basically what you're saying.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. But that is story of the week for us, man.
Boom.
And I don't know, was any of this applicable to minorities? I personally don't think it was, but that's okay. I think we added a little bit of it in. However, the big story is going to have to come next time, which we will cover in depth. Yeah. So, people, if this podcast made you laugh, if it made you smile, if you liked our hot takes on The Apprentice / taking steroids / going to drive through with your kids at a fast food restaurant, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and send this on to people that you feel like would enjoy this episode. It's a bit of a light one, a bit of a happier one compared to last week's emotional one, to put it nicely. And yes, we will see you here same time next week. I think we have a guest next week. I'm not sure. If we don't, it's me and Garan again. No, we don't. I don't think we do. I think it's me and you.
No, we don't.
So it's me and you. Yeah, that'll be a Valentine's related one.
Oh, hello.
Yeah,
Valentine's special. Hello.
That'll be interesting.
Right, you're going to get dating tips from us. That's what.
No, you're not going to get dating tips from us. What's funny though is Garan said to me, "Let's do the podcast on Monday the 14th." And I said, "Garan, it's Valentine's Day." And he said, "Oh, you're recently married. You still do these things." Okay. And then I was like, "Wait, what? The marriage?
It's more.
Has the magic gone now, Garan? Is the magic gone?"
It's more because our anniversary is on the 7th, 1 week before. That's much more special. So we celebrate that. We do it on the weekend. That the Valentine's is less important. That's probably even more what it is.
Sure. All right. We'll round it out there, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.